Okay, guys, welcome to Behind the Scenes with Kenley Collins Halloween edition. Ooh, we're gonna get spooky. We're gonna villainize my villainaires, creepy predators and predators of other people, and real Halloween monsters. Thank you for joining me on my third episode. Technically, it's my first episode because it's a full-length podcast, and we have a special guest at the end, a fellow Project Runway designer who was also villainized. My first villain, Andy Cohen, aka Patrick Bateman from American Psycho. Can't you see it? I know I called him Dahmer, but we're gonna go fictional on this one. Very recently, he's been in the media for, bullying a housewife and talking shit about a housewife and crossing the line with Stacey from the Real Housewives of Potomac. He has a game on his talk show that never got good ratings, and I don't know how it's still on the air. This game is called Don't Hold Your Breath. And it's a picture of Stacey, the Real Housewife of Potomac, with hot, steamy, green smoke coming out of her mouth. Because one of the other housewives, which they get catty with themselves, but of course, Andy Cohen has to insert himself in the shit talking, and makes a game on Watch What Happens Live called Don't Hold Your Breath. And the viewers finally are saying, oh, this is like really mean. They said, quote, Andy was being mean and unprofessional and bullying, calling him trash and unwatchable. And probably racist, one viewer wrote, because he wouldn't do this to any of the other white franchises. He is harder on, Atlanta, Potomac. Didn't Nene already call this shit out? Didn't she try to take legal action against him? And that he hates women. You fucking think? Like, are we just now clocking this, people? I mean, he's Patrick Bateman from American Psycho. He's not a good guy. And he's also talking about how he's so famous and his kids say, wow, Dad, everyone loves you so much. They do? I mean, okay. And also saying, Dad, does that mean we're famous too since you're famous? And he shut them down and said, no, you're not famous like me. Only I am. So, he's really winning in the villain arena. Always has been to me. Always has been. He's fucking disgusting. He is he definitely likes men under the age of 18. Okay? We've seen it a million times. He's asked a million times over and over again, if you could bring back any show ever in the history of Bravo, what show would you bring back? And Andy says, if I could bring back any show, I would bring back NYC Prep. The hot under 18 cast in high school. Okay? This is disgusting. This man is in his 50s. And he wants to desperately bring back the show NYC Prep. Moving on. And our horror villain of reality TV, Tim Gunn, aka Norman Bates. 100%. Do you see it? There's a resemblance. Yeah. Tim Gunn was abusive. He snapped at designers for no reason. And not for nothing, he was a predator too. He asked out some of the designers on dates. Yeah. He really wanted to date a lot of these designers that were 21, 22. Yeah. Andy just wanted to get right down to it, but Tim wanted to have cocktails with them and maybe grab a cup of coffee. Yeah, he was looking for love on the show. He definitely had his favorites. He had a sort of love-hate relationship with women, kind of like Norman Bates. He gave off a little bit of like mommy issues, maybe even daddy issues. Not a nice guy. And he definitely let you know when he didn't like you. Coming up as number 3 on our House of Horrors villain, Heidi Klum, aka Megan. Soulless robot. A lot of similarities. No soul in that one. You look right into her eyes and there's nothing there. So I wouldn't even try to figure that one out. Just a Megan doll. My horror story of the day about Heidi Klum is that she will desperately try to claim being the queen of Halloween. Somebody else was invited to her party, one of her favorites, one of the guys was invited, and I went with him. And because she's not going to invite me, that's for sure. She doesn't like me. She doesn't like women. She's threatened by women. She had Allison Dahl, a gorgeous blonde, like amazing designer, was doing things that Lady Gaga and Sia was wearing like 5 years after her like hair bow designs and her like very doll like oversized looks she was doing. But Heidi didn't like her because she was prettier than her and she was more talented than her, and she didn't like that. She found that as a threat because Heidi doesn't have a creative bone in her body. She doesn't even have a good personality, and she's soulless when you talk to her. So she has these Halloween parties, and I show up, and she's in her Halloween costume. She doesn't pay for the makeup or the costume. She doesn't pay for anything. She doesn't pay. She tells the press about it. She gets the step and repeat backdrop to pay for, you know, sponsor it. But it doesn't even need sponsoring because it's not a party. It's a fake ass Halloween party so that she can get press of every year looking like she's the queen of Halloween and tries to claim Halloween. There's just no way because, like I said, she has not a creative bone in her body. So I get to the Halloween party. She gets photographed on the step and repeat and leaves. And it's at a nightclub, but she doesn't even go in. And there's no open bar or anything like that or anything inside. It's just a nightclub that she's like, oh, can I like be photographed outside your nightclub and like dress up? It's a fake ass party, people. She's faker than fake. And she's not the fucking queen of Halloween. How dare she try to claim that holiday when all of us with our kids and who have and fashion designers who've been celebrating costume design and learned how to sew and learned how to make things with their own fucking hands and their own fucking brain celebrate and decorate their houses and throw parties for kids. You don't even spend time with your kids. Okay? And you're trying to claim Halloween as yours because you get a free costume and makeup and step and repeat done as an opportunity for you to get some press outside of America's Got Talent and Project Runway. I mean, like, take it down. Like, nobody cares. You're not the queen of Halloween. You're Megan 2.0. And that's about as far as you go on. You're at a surface level, honey. There is no Halloween in you. You are not creative at all. And we're not buying it. Sorry. And I've seen her do it at other events. She'll go to an event that I've been to. She goes on the red carpet, she gets her picture taken, and she leaves. And that's all it is. It's a photo op. And then She pays, and then she'll pay for press, or she has her publicists every year talk about how epic her Halloween costumes were at her parties. There's no fucking party. She does it anywhere she goes. And I've been at many events where Heidi's been, and you're just like, I at least stay. If it's an art museum or something, I stay, I look at people's work. None of that. Photo op and leaves. And that's it. She's not a social person. She has no fucking personality. She's boring as fuck. I looked into her black eyes and I saw a soulless person. And she sucks. I mean, these are the monsters that are part of the Weinstein files. Number 4 and 5 on our House of Horrors Weinstein Files edition. The bestie. Weinstein and Georgina's bestie. Alyssa Milano. AKA Jennifer's body. A flesh-eating demon. For sure. Met her at a party. After the fact that the 5th villain of our segment, Bradley Cherna, Weinstein's little, we called him Mini Weinstein, aka Chucky, aka Bradley, calls me for All Stars Season 3, Project Runway. Tells me, I believe it was Season 3, tells me Alyssa Milano's the host of All Stars and we need clothes for her. Do you want to come bring some of your stuff that you have on hand? And he was lucky because I had inventory on hand. I was an active designer. I was producing clothes for the racks ready to go. So I had tons of clothes in my factories ready to go, ready to wear, ready to be photographed. So I went on set. I met up with him on the set of Project Runway, All Stars. And I show up at the location and it's yet another hotel that the cops are at. The cops were called by the hotel and they are getting kicked out of the hotel because Harvey has yet again not paid or asked permission from the fucking hotel, from the fucking location. These people are savage. They don't even ask anyone if they can shoot anywhere or pay them. So I show up. It was very awkward. I'm like, what's going on? To the little Weinstein Chucky doll that was all, hoppity, a little like Andy Cohen. He's the mini gay Weinstein. I don't know. We got to get out of here. We're getting kicked out of the hotel. Harvey didn't pay. And I'm like, what? Like, what is wrong with you guys? This is ridiculous. I have a whole bag of clothes and a nice note and letter for Alyssa Milano because I'm like, oh yeah, that's awesome. I kind of like her. Like, I'm a fan. So I'm like, okay, so are they at Parsons? Let's go to Parsons and I'll give it to her because where's this bag going? This is weird. It's just so shady. The whole show is ran just dirty and behind people's backs, like sneaking around. It's just so unprofessional, to say the least. They're getting kicked out of the hotel. So I left Chucky, aka Bradley Cherna, the bag of clothes for Alyssa Milano. A few days later, maybe a week later, this was around 2014, maybe 2015, I get a call to go to the premiere party for All Stars. There was a lot of promotion for All Stars because Harvey's wife was the judge and she wanted top dollar paid in promos, Georgina. So I get a call from Bradley. We're having a huge party. We're having a huge premiere party. We really want you to be there. We want you to be on the red carpet. And I'm like, I really don't want to go, Bradley. And I'm like, I have a photo shoot right now at the Plaza Hotel. So I'm in the neighborhood. I'll stop by after. I show up to the party I'm hanging out with the group of people. A lot of the Weinstein producers were there. Alyssa Milano was there with her, like, people. I don't know who they were. I looked like just like friends. And I don't know, like her friend was giving me an attitude for some reason. I don't know. These are like, it was weird, but not really weird. Like people try to start shit with me because they're like, oh yeah, like let's be relevant and start with Kenley. I saw Alyssa. I saw that she was with this girl. I went out to Alyssa and I said, oh, hi, I sent you a bag of clothes and a nice note. I want to make sure. And I gifted them to her. It was a gift because I don't ask for clothes back when they're already done and packaged and ready to ship. And I asked her, did you get my bag? I gifted you a ton of packaged clothes from my website. And I sent you a card and a letter just saying good luck on the show and stuff like that. And she said to me, don't talk to me. Get out of my face. And I was not in her face. I mean, we're at like kind of a loud party. There's music playing. So I was like 5 feet away from her, maybe talking over the music. Get out of my face, she tells me. And talk to my assistant about that. Just say yes or no. I never got the clothes. I don't really know. I got a lot of clothes. Maybe you could just be bitchy like that and be like, I get so many clothes, even though we know you don't. We know you don't. Like, no one cares, honestly. Like, you're hosting Project Runway because you're so far up Harvey Weinstein's ass. Okay? Because you are as Hollywood as it fucking gets. That's why. So I said something, maybe, I don't know. I was like, well, that's really fucking rude. I didn't care. I was like, wow. I mean, I sent you a whole bag of free clothes and you're just telling me to get out of your, like I gifted you something nice. And you're telling me to don't fucking talk to me and get out of my face. You were being rude to my friend. I'm like, I didn't even know that was your friend. I don't know what her issue is with me. I wasn't even talking to her. She came up to me with an attitude. And then Meryl Poster was there witnessing the whole thing. The press was there. I made like page 6 the next day if you want to look it up. But I basically told her, well, you should care because you need help with your style. It's bad. So, moving on. That's my Jennifer's Body Monster. She even has the big vampire teeth. She's got the human flesh eating vampire teeth. That was the first thing I noticed about her. It was scary. There's a theme in the look of like the Hollywood elite. It definitely has a Halloween horror vibe to it. Bradley, Harvey's little monster, I used to call him. And we also used to call him the little mini gay Weinstein. Because he did everything for Harvey. And he was definitely Chucky. This one that called me to dress Alyssa Milano is the same one that called me to go to the party with Alyssa Milano and get in a huge fight with her. The same one that called and harassed me and Ariana when we were out saying, Harvey needs to talk to you now. The same one who set up brunch with me, with my agent, to talk about what Harvey wants for me in the future. For what Harvey wants for me. Which was a very weird conversation because it was a fake conversation. It was a feeler. So would you be interested? Harvey really wants to talk to you upstairs. Would you be interested? Okay, this is a literal Chucky doll. My answer was fuck no. Fuck to the hell to the fuck no. That man scares me. He did me dirty after telling him in 2009 that I will not ever do his all-star challenge for our 2-episode event. Ever. I will never do that. So fuck off. And I paid for that. For 10 years, he hated me for that. He tormented me for that. That I told him and his team to fuck off. That I didn't care about their new Lifetime deal. Lifetime wanted me so bad, they could have paid. They could have asked, well, how much are you going to pay, Kenley, to come back? He didn't like that, and I haven't mentioned that yet. 2009, 1 year after I was so traumatized from that show. 1 year, not even, less than a year, they wanted me back at it for their new deal with Lifetime. And then, God forbid, I tell them no. They're going to make sure she's not going anywhere without us. She's going to pay. She's going to pay. And I paid. They made me pay for 10 plus years when I told them no. They were not going to let that slide. Literal horror. And lastly, the scariest monster of them all. Harvey Weinstein is Jigsaw. Even when he's locked up, even if he's behind bars, his work still continues. When Jigsaw dies, does his legacy die? Does it stop? Does the jigsaw puzzle stop? Does the torture on people and pinning people against each other stop? No. It lives on better than ever. Harvey Weinstein is Jigsaw. He came in as a disguise. As a literal fan. He was such a fan of mine. He sat front row at my fashion show. J-Lo was supposed to be the guest judge, but something happened that day, the day of my fashion show at Bryant Park. J-Lo didn't even show up. So I bet he did something pretty bad to piss her off. Or maybe she pissed off him. I don't know. But she didn't show up to be the guest judge, and she was planning on it. It was the day of. It was down to the literal hour. Well, let's see if she shows up. And then they told us, oh, she had an injury. I think she broke her foot or something. Bullshit. Harvey posed as a fan of mine. He sat front row in my fashion show. He came running up to me frantically with his daughters after my runway show at Bryant Park. And he said, Kenley, my daughters love you. Get together. We need to, with his disposable camera, get together. We need to take a picture. My daughters need a picture with you. Just clicking away, taking pictures of me with his disposable camera. With me and his daughters. And then his daughters went and he's like, oh, just you now. Just you. Let's taking pictures with his own personal disposable camera. It was like, oh, okay, thank you. And he moved on. And I really thought, this is the end. It feels so good. This is the end. My runway show's done. Everything's done. Harvey got his creepy pictures with me. And that was just the beginning of my horror movie. It was just the beginning. When I told them, no, I won't do the All-Star Challenge for a Lifetime, was the beginning of my real life horror film. It was never gonna stop. Literally owned by a monster, by Jigsaw. And his work goes on. And he's nice and safe in prison. A beast. filled with threats. A team of beasts filled with threats for the rest of my anything good, anything good that came my way, it was put to an end. And they told me they would do it. They said, we own you. Barbara Schneeweiss, I don't have a villain for you. I'm sorry. I don't have a horror monster for you. But you were definitely up there. You were definitely Harvey's best apprentice. A woman who was the nastiest of all. If you're anything like me and enjoy a couple of cocktails at night to wind down, especially if you have kids or you have that night out and may have had one too many, then More Lab's Morning Recovery Energy Drink is the solution to feeling super fresh without that hangover the next day, and clinically proven to do so. It supports liver function, breaks down toxins faster, replenishes lost nutrients, fights fatigue, and helps restore energy. Get an exclusive 25% off with code KENLEY with any purchase made at morelabs.com. All right, okay. I have my very special guest, Meg Ferguson. She's amazing. She was on season 19 of Project Runway. It was a very dark time. I believe it was 2021, right? And it was very political. Right after COVID shut down, it was really a dark, just toxic environment in the world. I can only imagine the toxic environment that it was in, was in the show. So I felt that it was the producer's finest evil work, manipulative work, totally just throwing you under the bus. It was insane. You really entered the show like this ray of sunshine. Honestly, you were ready to have a good time. That's how I kind of was. I really felt for you. I really related to that. And you say something like, I'm just a girl from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I just feel like I don't belong here, or I don't, what do I have the right to even be here? Because, and I feel like that's how everyone kind of felt was, what did I get myself into? This is crazy. Like, I'm totally screwed. This is nuts. Like it was nuts. It was total abuse. But, so what was the audition process like? Because I know I waited in line and the original judges were Tim Gunn and Christian Siriano at the W Hotel. So what's the audition process like?
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't get like the normal Project Runway experience because we were ground zero, patient zero for like COVID shooting. We were like one of the first productions kind of like back, but we started the audition process the year before. In 2020, 2019.
Wow.
So this is crazy. Is like, so I think I auditioned I think in like November of 2019, because it was the year my mom was killed that I actually auditioned.
You're very vocal about, and that's another thing. Your mom had just been murdered, you said?
So,
what happened there? If you don't want to answer, I totally understand. Killed?
She was killed in a medical setting. There is an NDA. We did take it to court. It's very hard to prove criminality in medical situations. So that's why you can't classify it murder.
Got you.
So that's why I say she was killed. She did not die. She died at someone else's neglect or
I totally get that. Yeah, I went through the same thing.
So it was just in an instant she was gone. And
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. And so I think had I not gone through that experience, I would never have auditioned in the first place.
Right. Because you need to be mentally stable. And the producers know that.
Yeah.
They know you're going to break. because you're
Yeah.
at such a vulnerable spot. And
I was
you're
prime for
very
Cam.
vocal about your mental health. You say that you have
Yeah.
personality disorder. I
Hmm.
don't see that. Did someone diagnose you with that? Because I really don't
Hmm.
see that. I think you're a good girl with a good head on your shoulders. I honestly do.
Yeah.
And you just
Thank
like,
you.
maybe you're too nice, if anything. Like that, they say like nice guys finish last.
I I'm neurodivergent, and so I think because women, it's very hard to get an actual diagnosis that's really correct because psychology and psychiatry aren't studied on women,
Okay.
and
Wow.
so yeah, that's a whole. So I just kind of at this point say I'm neurodivergent because I don't fit the classification of like a bipolar or a borderline. So I've been diagnosed with a mood disorder. Um, and then and I'm on the spectrum, so autism and ADHD. So it presents in different ways with different people. So I just say neurodivergent. I'm not a neurotypical person. My brain, I'm a creative as well. So, our brains are always going. And I think because of my mom's situation and because of my background, I understand, like, I work in film and television and costuming. Like, this,
Yeah.
I, not been in that state of mind, I would have been like, Meg, you've literally worked on some of these shows, Union, you've seen what they do. But I think I was at a place where I needed something to like hang on to tether me to this world. And like my work was it. And I just felt like I wanted something bigger. And first audition, and they called me and they're like, we love you. I think my sister was there, and I think I was like, she started recording me, and I was like lighting Palo Santo. I'm like, I need to change the vibes in here. And that's literally like how I opened my audition. So,
I love
I
it.
mean, I understand how I was like prime candidate for being chosen. I get that.
We
Yeah.
definitely are.
Yeah. And
Good.
and like
You have a bubbly personality, and they don't like that. I mean, they like that, but they can't wait to shit on that.
yeah.
They can't
Yeah.
wait. And then, all right, so you're excited about the show. You get on the
Hmm.
show,
Hmm.
and
But we didn't find out that we got on until a year
that's crazy.
after. So like they told us in like December. Oh, no, no, no. So it was like literally like March 14th. I was supposed to fly down to Austin. They canceled that, and they literally told us that we were like finalists. And so it was literally like a year and a half almost later that we got a call. It was April of 2021. Yeah, and they were like, "Hey, you made it. We're gonna film in 4 weeks."
And they're gonna throw that shit together like it's the last thing
Oh,
they ever do in their career.
oh,
They are
oh.
going to make sure there's drama because they sure as shit don't have a creative bone in their body. They're not they're not making the best challenges, like let's be honest. So they immediately make it the most toxic thing in the world. Team challenges. They're already
And get this.
segregating.
Before we could even film, they had to fly us to New York and isolate us in hotel rooms for over a week. So
See,
I did not leave a hotel. I did not leave a hotel room for over a week. And for like the last 2 or 3 days, we didn't have our electronics. Like, so to say that they like the worst possible mindset, and then you basically open the door of that hotel room and there's a fucking camera in your face. Like, but and then it's like we have to have our full beats on, and then they're like mask, and it was insane. Like, so like the normal seasons had it like psychological torture in general, but then add the COVID restrictions on top of that, it was horrible, horrible
yeah, I remember they did not let us speak to each other in like we were all
in the
with each
vans.
other before we shot.
Oh my god.
Yeah, in the van, that's just for girls like us who are very talkative. Like I wanted to rip my hair out. I was like, how do I not say hi to this person or talk
The
to them?
amount of times that producers would stop, literally say, Meg, stop talking, save it for camera. Like,
Oh, and then the camera goes on. You're like, "Bah, bah, 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 bah," like you won't stop because you've been deprived of talking.
literally.
Honestly, that was my biggest deprivation. I was like, no one has ever silenced. Like, that's my biggest pet peeve is when people shush me or tell me to be quiet or shut up. You don't
Or
know what
like,
you're
save
talking
it for
about.
camera. And I'm like, I'm not acting here. Like, I'm telling a story this is it.
So I can tell you really did save the best for camera because you created reality TV gold for them. because
You know what's funny?
it was a very racial topic. So let's get right into it
Yeah.
and review exactly episode 2
Okay.
on season 19. You were given a model, or you
Hmm.
chose an Asian
Hmm.
model.
Hmm.
Project is his name, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
He's from Haiti. He
Hmm.
wants to represent and claim ownership of the entire country of Haiti because that's very important for him.
Hmm.
He claimed the ownership. No one else can speak to him, especially, no one else can sympathize with him or relate to him, especially not a white girl. That's for damn sure.
And I just want to point
Yeah.
out, I'm a member of Cherokee Nation, and
Okay. Are you
so
Indian?
yeah, I'm Native American.
You're Native American. Exactly. So,
Like card carrying, as they say. Like my family's on the roll. My ancestors
right.
walked on the Trail of Tears.
And isn't it correct that isn't your boyfriend black or
Yeah, he
was
is. He is.
so
Yep,
current
my partner.
boyfriend is black.
Yeah, I mean he's my partner. Yeah, he's husband.
Right. We don't like to
Yeah,
get too
I
technical.
know. That's fine.
My partner too, never married, but 3 kids is committed as
Yeah.
you can get. So he is upset that he didn't get a black model because it's very important. And we understand that. Like, duh. But he's whining about it constantly, and he clearly needs to be heard. And you gave that to him. You heard him, you sympathized with him, you related to him. You said that as a larger size woman, I didn't see anyone in magazines looking like me either. And he was very offended by it because he felt it kept going and it was, quote, like white saviors. He said it's giving savior for my people. So, he's immediately like talking shit about you behind your back
Which is what's
in
funny
the
is
interview.
he and
Yeah.
I actually knew each other before the show. We showed at Fashion Week together.
See, that's hurtful. See
And
that
that's
okay,
why
see that's even nastier because he knows, and this is a huge topic. He's giving it to you because he knows that's what the producers in the interviews, they want him to say that.
Mhm.
So I'll give him that. I know what goes on. I'm sure he wouldn't have just said that to a friend that he knew even before the show, that she's offending me right now. The producers were giving
Yeah.
him the lines in the
Yeah.
interview
Yeah.
and saying, "Was that offensive?" Because
Yeah.
isn't she
Yeah.
like whitewashing you or what or whatever the fuck they call things
And
nowadays?
I
It's
do want to point out this is important because a
yeah,
lot of these interviews actually took place months after filming wrapped.
exactly.
Because like this episode, I literally had a suicide. I think that's really important to give
Yeah,
context. Whenever you get there, these producers take your phone, your
yeah.
money, your credit cards, your passport.
So he's offended. It doesn't really matter that his interview was after. He's still talking shit about the
Oh
situation
yeah,
and
for sure.
satisfying the producer's narrative of the
Absolutely.
story. He's
They're
helping
gonna
them with the
construct.
storyline, right? Um, he seems like a nice guy. I don't think he would be like that in real life. I like offended that you, but then, okay, so we move on from that. Okay. He got his black model in the end because Christian's now getting involved. He's an executive. Christian Siriano is an executive producer on the show. Okay. He's getting heavily involved in the matter. This girl did not want to give up her black model. And he already asked her. And Prajay says to Christian goes, do you want to ask her maybe? Like, let's stir the pot. Let's
Bro,
get involved.
that
Okay.
pisses me off
So
about Christian.
do you want me to ask her if she can give you? So he gets his way at the end of the day. He gets his way. He gets his model. Then the Asian designer, what's his name?
I think I
Okay.
honestly I have
You
so
didn't
much
even watch
trauma
the
brain.
show. I don't
No,
blame
I
you. I've
haven't.
never watched
I'm
one
literally
episode.
rewatching it now. So like you telling me this, I'm like, oh, he did say that because I don't know.
So Christian says that.
Christian is
He has joined the Jigsaw
he drank the juice. He
puzzle.
drank the gold juice for sure.
And just because Harvey Weinstein is in prison does not mean just because Jigsaw dies does not mean his work is over. Okay? Yeah. This is my Halloween special. I'm gonna talk about
Oh shit.
yeah.
Ah!
My Halloween special, we have villain monster. They villainized me. We are villainizing them.
Amen.
They
Preach.
villainize me. This is going to be the Halloween episode, and Harvey Weinstein is Jigsaw. Okay, let's just put it that way. But if I were to villainize Christian, I would maybe say Chucky. Because he's the little innocent doll at first. You know, he was 21 years old when he was on the show, and he was very abused on the show. We all
I'm
were.
sure.
We all were.
Here's the thing.
And he was preyed upon. He see that kid? Okay, the other Asian kid on the show on your season, he has tattoos.
Ken
He's
and
flirting.
Darren.
Okay, he's flirting with Christian.
Absolutely.
Like, are you single?
Absolutely.
Wow. And Christian's going, I'm too old for this. Wow. And he's uncomfortable because it's like Pete.
Here's the thing.
Christian still struggles from PTSD, but he's still now he's on the other side.
Abusers or people that have been abused make the choice whether to help heal people or become the abusers themselves.
So hurt people. Thank you.
Yeah. Like it can be yes. And like, yes, he was absolutely abused. There's a reason why like Ashley Nell Tipton has severe PTSD and she won the fucking thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All the winners suffer from PTSD. We all do. Even Christian. Yeah. Christian, I think, is suffering the most because he does not have freedom. We have freedom.
You know, and
I chose freedom. I need my freedom.
Voice and to stand. You know what? It's like, yeah. Do I regret some of how I reacted? Maybe. But then again, it's like, ask yourself, what is the appropriate reaction to actual psychological torture? Like,
it was disappointing because Christian knows better. It's very disappointing to come up to you. Oh, how are you? Really stirring the pot. And so Christian got kind of, I think it was edited out, but you could tell that Christian told, what is his name?
Ken, I think it's Ken.
Ken.
Yeah. Because he wanted, from what I'm like recalling,
because he immediately said, you know what? I'm gonna do. It sounded like it was like the producer's idea to look at Project and say, so you got your model? I think I'm gonna ask Meg if I can have her model now. 16 hours into the challenge, how much time did you have left?
Yeah.
You already measured for the damn model. And he's going to do this to you?
And I think what people don't understand is like, you know, these challenges are timed. Like you literally have a certain amount of time. And so things like eating and going to the bathroom, they don't stop your time.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I kind of mean when you're not, I mean, they have food in the other room, but you're taking out of your work time, so no one's eating.
Here's food. Go ahead. And like whenever no one
else eats. And it's garbage. Our food was garbage.
It's crafty. It's literally craft services because they're like sugar, coffee. So, you know, because they want to keep you. I mean, it's the name of the game. It's what, you know, every set does. But I think
we didn't have so the lounges were just a facade for us. Like, we weren't in fancy lounges that they show just to shoot. We were in like a dark room with concrete floors with no chairs or couches or anything. It was by the elevator. I shot at Parsons.
No, so we were at the Brooklyn Shipyards. They changed the name. They changed the name on the thing, but we were at Brooklyn Shipyards.
I have stories about how many people have banned them from shooting at their locations now.
Oh, absolutely.
They were desperate. The shipping yard, that's desperate because you know why? I could hear the loud noises in the back. Like there was one part with you talking and you couldn't even hear yourself because I couldn't even hear. Yeah. The audio is so bad.
Yeah. And we shot our interviews like in basically a honey wagon, essentially in the shipyards. Like it was crazy. It was crazy.
That was stupid.
Weird.
I hated it. I was like, one day I'm going to talk about this because it's so wrong. It's so wrong.
We were like
treated like animals locked in cages.
We were cattle.
I was locked in a cage. We didn't have access to food. It was like the food's here and we're cleaning it up in a half hour.
Yeah.
So it was like nobody ate.
Yep.
No one, because they said you have a half hour to go out of the workroom and eat, or you're not eating until never again for the day.
Yeah.
Nobody went and ate because we had a half hour, but we felt 10 hours behind and we only had 2 hours left.
Yep.
So who the fuck's going to eat?
And that's the thing. Like whenever they say, oh, it's a 16-hour challenge, that's what they tell the audience. That's not actually what we get sewing wise. And for people like me and you that come from like a really skilled technical sewing background,
Oh, well, thank
half
you.
of
I
these,
do not come from a technical sewing
well,
background.
I'm a third generation Cherokee tailor. Like I started sewing at like 6 years old.
I was sewing like DIY stuff,
Yeah.
but I wasn't classically trained.
Okay. But like this, so half of these bitches, I literally, they were using tape and staples and glue. And like I had to teach people
Yeah,
how
I
to
didn't do
use the
that.
industrials.
Wow.
So
Oh, see, you were nice enough to show them how to use the
I did
machine.
like more than one. So, but they don't show that,
Of course not.
you know?
So let's get through the story.
Yeah.
So, and you know what? I'm gonna show the clip.
To put what I'm about to make onto a white man would be an insult to my entire country. It's kind of like appropriating. I mean, you're putting a white guy.
No, it's not kind of appropriate.
It is appropriate.
We
Yeah.
need, like, we can't be afraid to say the racism word, and we can't be afraid to say like whitewashing and appropriation. Like you design because you grew up not seeing people like you on the runway. I grew up not seeing big women on TV, on magazine. I feel you, and I'm sorry.
I want to switch. Switch what? Models with Meg.
Honestly, as respect the race thing, I will do it just for that factor. I think we should have had this discussion 16 hours ago.
He realized this at the last minute. He said, "You know what? Can we trade?"
Hey, I'm right here.
Girl, I don't want to. I don't want to speak to you. I don't want to speak to you. I'm not. I am part of it because this morning you got involved in my situation. You make it very uncomfortable for me, and it wasn't your business, and you were famous.
Ow!
Oh my God.
Take this mic off me right now. Somebody better take this mic off me. That moment, I didn't have anybody on my side. I was all alone. It really blindsided me, and my brain just quit.
Right, you're telling him I'm 16 hours in and I'm fucking tired. Like you're doing this to me, and then you're like, well, I don't want to look bad because I was kind of going in like ride or die for Project and his Haitian roots. So let me, just do it. But you were mad at it, which
Yeah.
is understandable. It was because you were 16. This, like, again, this would have been nice to know 16 hours ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then your model's rude to you after going, like, he's like, don't yell at me like that. And you're like, why can't a woman just express herself without being, villainized? Exactly. It was just like you against the world. You know what I mean? And it was hard to watch, even for me. I'm sure it's so hard to watch for you. And then you and Project go popping off on each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's a full-blown screaming match on day 2.
Yeah.
I can't even believe it. And I bit my tongue so much to avoid that, because I was bullied too on the show.
Yeah.
No one liked me. It was me against the other designers. They all ganged up on me. They all talked shit about me. And I wanted to not come back. Even making it to the finals, I almost didn't come back.
Yeah.
And day 2, they go in so hard on you.
This season, and I think it did have a lot to do with the COVID and like how we were shooting it. Like it was bad. And then to add to the fact that like the day before they forgot to give me my meds.
So there was something about you saying they stole your meds?
No, they don't steal them. Whenever you get
that's
there,
someone else.
Well, whenever you get there, whenever they're going through all your luggage, which by the way is so fucking invasive, they pull out your underwear.
Oh, I know.
Your dirty clothes.
It's disgusting.
Like you're so traumatized. And it's
Have you ever been to jail? Have you ever been to jail?
No.
Oh, well, okay.
I wouldn't do well.
I've been twice, and I tell people that's why, like, my first explanation of Project Runway went viral, because I'm like, just telling it all. My experience being in jail twice for 3 nights each time, 6 nights total, was a better experience than being on Project Runway. You're so violated.
Yeah.
You're so violated.
They check for things, but
and they're filming you. I don't know. They're waking you up at 5 a.m. and filming you, like with your underwear on.
But so like, I just want to make this. So whenever you get there, they take your money, your passport, your ID, and our mental health medication. And they tell us it's because that people in the past, this is literally what they told me. It's because people in the past have used things like Adderall. I'm like, cool, fine.
Oh, and that's cheating. That's cheating.
And I'm like, bitch, my Vyvanse isn't for, like, this, you know, again, this is like a year and a half after like the most traumatic experience of my life. I've been on these meds for that whole time, no issues. But the thing with Vyvanse, if you don't take it at the exact same time every day, you get withdrawal symptoms almost immediately. So like that whole next day,
Yeah.
I'm having withdrawal symptoms from not getting my medication. And I just want to point this out. It's not like the set medic was the one that was dosing our meds. It was a fucking production assistant, a PA.
Yeah, the shit on PA.
A PA who has no medical degree, no nothing. And whenever I got my meds, we'll get there, but after
there's
the hospital,
not even so much of a first aid kit.
No, they literally gave me my meds back in a fucking Ziploc with a Post-it note of like scratches of times that they were giving it to me.
Okay, so you left the show, and I don't blame you. Where did you go after that? Back to the hotel, or you went to a hospital?
Yeah, so after the fight and hours after, like it was a whole thing.
Okay.
Like I think what they played and where they ended the night, that's not where the night actually ended.
Of course not.
And so much so to like where there was a huge meeting about like how explosive and stuff it got, and Bones got involved and said some stuff to me that I don't even remember at this point.
So like, was he like Project, like yelling at you, mad at you? Oh God.
Yeah.
No.
And to the point where one of the producers like said something. Anyway, after I literally had like a suicidal
so sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. So they had to call the ambulance. I just remember I just kept saying, like, I just want to be, like, with my mom. Like, I want to be, I don't want, and, like, I just kept thinking, like, what they're going to show, like, and I felt like no one was on my side.
They weren't. You know? And you know what? I wish you didn't let them get to you. I really wish you didn't. I wish you stayed on the show, you know what I mean? And didn't let them win.
I mean, for a hot minute, they were trying. So I went to the hospital. I had no phone, no ID. I thought they were going to Baker Act me. And I was literally having like a psychological breakdown.
Wow.
I think it was Brooklyn Hospital. Fucking producers came to fetch me like hours later. The doctor and the like social worker at first were like not letting them take me. They're like, no, who are you? And like, where are you going with this woman? And they're like, we're going to take her to a hotel. And they're like, that's not good enough. Like, it was like the social worker was like holding my hand, like, but they had my phone, they had my ID, they had all of my clothes. And I'm like,
you couldn't call family or just tell anyone. You couldn't tell
Heather.
That's what my attorney said. The number one thing I think is so fucked up after they're putting you guys through all that trauma, you then cannot even go talk about it to anyone, not even a therapist. After such a traumatic experience, they then silence you.
Well, they give us therapists now, but you only get 4 sessions. And so
but that's their therapist.
Yeah, it's their therapist.
Yeah, exactly.
And so they took me to Hotel 1 in Brooklyn. Mind you, I hadn't eaten in over 36 hours at this point. I hadn't slept, I think, in over 36 hours at this point. Still didn't have my meds. So like in full withdrawal, it was horrible. They literally put me in a hotel room for like 2 days, I think, while the executives basically decided what they were going to do. They actually stopped filming because of this and put everyone in separate hotel rooms. Like it was a big deal. And like, I had to talk to the show psychiatrist. I was calling my psychiatrist. There was a point where I told my psychiatrist, like, I think if I keep filming, I'm going to die. Like, either from a heart attack, from, like, not getting my meds correctly, which is, like, really possible, you know? Like, like, you can have a stroke or a heart attack if you're not taking Vyvanse properly, or I'm going to kill myself.
Oh, my God.
And it was so, because I felt like this was my chance. And because of like nothing necessarily to do with me, I have to give it all up. And I haven't even like made clothes since then. Like, of course I do costuming, but like and also because I don't want to give them a fucking penny. Like, let's say that.
Oh, like, why? Do they own
Well, I mean, like if you
produce something on that you produced on the show.
Yes. So like
they're not going to come. Really? They're going to come out. I mean, it does say that in our contract.
It says it in our contract, and at the time,
like if you're successful or you make money off anything you showed or did on the show, we get a cut. Like they all want to be managers and agents or something. It's insane.
And it's in perpetuity, so it's like
forever
for the rest of your life. And like, yeah, I get that. Like Christian drank the Kool-Aid. He's owned by that contract.
Yeah,
and I get that, but at the same time, it's like, my guy, like you went through that, and now you're helping do that to other people. That, like you're worse than the other producers.
Yeah,
and you're doing it for a fucking paycheck.
And because he should know better. He should know better.
It's like, is money that big of a deal that you're willing to let someone else die, possibly? And the answer was yes.
Yeah.
The answer were these producers, because in our contract also, it says even in the chance of death, they are not liable. So like, they know what they're doing could cause death, and they present it to us as cast members like, this is your chance, like you're my favorite, like you're gonna go. Even when I had to go back and to LA to like refilm some stuff, the producer literally told me I had to do my best not to make it the Meg show for the first 2 episodes because everything you gave us was gold. So like even then it was like, it was like, you know what, you didn't have to do the psychological warfare. I would have given you the entertainment for free. Like, dog, you didn't have to.
You were an easy target. They didn't want you to control the narrative. They control the narrative. They do it. It's not going to be the good Meg show. It's going to be the bad Meg show. It's going to be at your mental expense.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
On our season, like they cast someone who had been on the show previously, and then she went on to win our season. So like they don't cast it.
She's been on the show before, the winner of your season?
She was on Project Runway Latin America.
Oh, okay. Wow.
But still, like...
So she knows how to do... You know the ins and outs. You can practice and rehearse.
Exactly. Like had... a lot of those people have had friends that have gone on in the past. I had no idea what I was getting into. It was like a fucking brick... Like, I was ran over by a semi-truck.
Yeah, I know.
So a lot of other people... already were kind of like, oh, I know how the game is played. Not me, girl. Not me.
Not you.
And
and that's not in us to be prepared like that, because we're authentic people. There's a big difference between rehearsing and just coming in, this is me, and I pray to God I look decent and do the best I can.
And what really upsets me, and this is kind of the last thing I have to say because I know we have to wrap up, what really, really hurts me about the narrative that they spun is you can look at my work since college, and it has always been diverse.
Yeah, that's hurtful. It's hurtful to be called essentially racist when you're being anything but.
Like, I was definitely like...
Oh, you were.
And you know, even...
It's the bloggers, too. That's the worst part. We didn't even have social media, and I felt like I want to die. I went into a downward spiral after the show. I was arrested. It was very public. For domestic violence with my boyfriend that was just not insensitive towards the PTSD coming out. There were certain things that triggered me, like, oh, well, I'm going to ruin you now if you do this. And it's like, wow, that's a trigger.
Yeah, people don't understand if they've never gone through that.
If they've never gone through that,
changes you.
So I was breaking up with him, and he called the cops. Like, she's losing her mind, and it was a very public arrest. It was on the cover of the New York Post, because the media Project Runway loved it. It was still airing. They were like, yes, free media for our psychopath villain. This is perfect. It proves that our villainizing of her was right. She's crazy. She got arrested. The only thing that proves is that Tim Gunn and then the owner and then some of the producers took the opportunity to take that and kick me when I was down, literally behind bars. And continue to do it. Even after freedom. There's never freedom after. And that's the sad part. That's the hard part. And a private life, thank God social media wasn't like a necessity back then. Where you have to kind of keep putting on this act. It was still hard though, because we had bloggers that were really nasty, like, go kill yourself, Kenley. You should just kill yourself. And then people telling you should have just killed yourself. Like, it's hurtful. We're
like,
human beings.
I tried, you know?
Exactly. Like, as a matter of fact, like, I felt like I really wanted to at some point.
Yeah. And it was that, like, the thought of the audience watching and their reaction to how they're kind of portraying me that tortured me.
It's torment.
For months until it came out.
It's not true. You're an amazing person. No way that that's right, that they should say anything like that. You are a ray of sunshine. You came in as a ray of sunshine. You were totally taken advantage of and totally manipulated and bullied, and the narration and the tactics were there. They were at 100 on you.
Yeah.
Maybe you made it easy for them because only because I know they take advantage of the mouth opening up.
Yeah, and I have no filter, and you know that's the shit that they ask you in the interview questions. So, and like, you know, the personality evaluations basically. So like, they know what triggers you, how you react whenever you're triggered. Like, they literally prepare for our personalities and how to manipulate them, and that's terrifying.
Yeah, they test
like,
it.
So
they test us
up.
And learn our what triggers us.
Yes,
that's called a psych test.
Yes, it's diabolical. And
it's diabolical.
It's literally, and I mean, we're human beings.
Yeah,
like, you know, and
and we're not treated. We're lab rats to them.
And the women get it the worst. Have you noticed that?
Oh, how, like, Christian can be fierce, flawless, and fabulous, and it's all cute and fun and games.
Until a woman comes up, and then he's
like... But if we did that, the crap that Christian does, even on the show, he was like, they call us brats. They call the women brats.
Yeah.
So, all right. Are you trying to pursue legal action against the show? Or just protection, like me, to talk.
I think it's because, you know, in the state of the world, it's like, okay, we all know that something illegal has been done to us.
100%.
Because it's so murky, and because of the contracts we signed,
and we don't have
we're
proof.
Volunteers.
We don't have our phones, so we don't have video of the conditions. The conditions were bad.
Oh my God. And so it's like, you know, even if we all banded together, you know, we're still going up against NBC Universal, basically.
Yeah. And I remember Jay McHarrell, after my season in 2008, I ran into him at Mood, and he was so about it. He was like, we should all get together and sue them. And that was in 2008. That was in 2008. He was the first winner of Project Runway.
And didn't take the money because
of the crazy contracts. Yeah.
Bro.
I know.
Solidarity.
I love Jay. But I think something happened there. Maybe he got a settlement. Maybe he went through with it. It was too soon for me because it was easy for him to kind of be like, we should just sue. And I had just gotten out of the season. I was terrified of them because there were threats left and right. I mean, I was propositioned by Harvey Weinstein to go up to his hotel room. In 2009, 1 year, not even a year after I filmed 2008, The Trauma, and was arrested and was at a downward spiral, they wanted to torment me because I turned down to the 2009 Project Runway All-Star Challenge. It was like a 2 hour or like a 4 hour 2-episode thing that I refused to do. And they wanted to torment me for the rest of my life because I told them no. I told them no in 2009. I refused it. And there were threats and threats and threats. I said, mentally, I will die. I will die. And they were not having it. How dare you? Because Lifetime wanted me so bad. Like a piece of meat. Like a piece of meat. And they weren't even going to offer that much money. Like literally nothing.
Yeah.
And it was with Heidi and Tim, and they only picked like 6 or 7 designers. It was all the all-star players. It was Chris March. It was Jeffrey Sibilia. It was Santino Rice. Coteau did it in the place of me for season 5. It was the big players.
Yeah.
They didn't get me.
Yeah.
And I paid for that. Big time.
Yeah.
I paid for that. When I told them no, no, no. I refused. I was like, you're going to have to come to my house, put cuffs on me, and pull me on that set. And what did I just tell you 10 days ago? And yesterday, the day before, the day before that, the day before that, the day before that. I said, fuck no.
Yeah.
And they were not respecting it. It was threats and threats and threats and threats. And I do leave that out. I leave that out because I was proud. That was a proud moment for me.
Yeah.
I was so desired. And I told them to go fuck themselves. But I paid for 10 plus years after that.
Yeah.
I paid. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I hope the attorneys can do something. I want to get the contracts changed. I want to change the future of reality TV. It's not right. I mean, in America, where it's like the home of the free, this was a rat race. This was a lab rat, disgusting torture beyond torture. The physical conditions, the surroundings. There was not lounges and pretty townhouses, that's for sure. And also 4 people sleeping in the same room. Yeah, that's prison.
Yeah.
Did you stay friends with anyone on the show?
I've not spoken to anyone.
I'm sorry.
Like, and I think maybe production told me like they weren't allowed. I literally, not one person has said a single word to me.
That's mean. And I saw them all happy after you left. Like, not even concerned. Not even feeling bad. Just like, oh, yay, that's one less body to worry about.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, just, you lose all, it's the jigsaw puzzle. I mean, Jigsaw is the real villain here, but the people in the cage fight each other. That's the whole point. Yeah. You don't realize who the real enemy is because you're so pinned against each other.
Yeah.
And you know they want drama, so you're going to give it to them. But it's mentally not okay.
No.
Did you guys work with Andy Cohen? Because I think he's out.
You never
met him? Yeah, because he won't do it anymore. It would be too controversial because he was so bad. He was an executive producer on my season. He was on set every day. So he's probably too big now to be in the candy store. So why do you think Bravo gave Project Runway up? Like, even too racy for Bravo? Like, why do you think it left? I mean, I know there's been talks of a major rating decline.
Yeah.
Because the producers are trying to recreate original magic.
And that is the thing.
That's the thing. And they're not talented. And they're not even like, a lot of them have changed. And Jane Lipsitz and Dan Cutford of Magical Elves, who also produced your season and my season.
Yeah,
Alfred
rebranded.
They rebranded Alfred Street because they got in trouble because they torment people. They probably get sued left and right.
You know what is so interesting from this whole experience? I never wanted to do anything outside of like fashion and costuming, but now I am going to write and direct and produce, and I'm going to be a showrunner, and I'm going to run my own set in an ethical reason, like
maybe we can get together and do something. Yeah,
let's do it. I
haven't been a fashion designer for a while now.
Yeah,
but I had a great career. I had a great run because I was discovered actually on All Stars by Ariana Grande, and I worked with her for the first 4 years of her music career, kind of transferring her from Nickelodeon teeny bopper to a serious singer and solo artist. So that was really an amazing experience because she paid well, but it's hard. You have to be paid for your work.
Yeah.
And so that's why I did it. But now that I live in South Florida, this is my hometown of Fort Lauderdale. There's no factories here. I had my factories in New York and stuff like that. But you're too much of a personality, and we have the gift of gab, and I feel like we should pursue that and make sure our enemies and our haters stay strong.
And it's funny, I'm like, you know what, maybe legally we can't tell our full stories, but I can fictionalize it and write that baby in a script.
We're gonna fictionalize it.
So you can't stop.
Right, it's a fiction, maybe loosely based upon. I know, right? Like, we're gonna write a Halloween horror show for them.
No one is more creative than like creative people who have been tortured and that now have a chip on their shoulder. The best art comes from people like you and me, and I will die on that hill.
And we got the experience of a real life horror movie, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And we're going to end it at that. I love it. We are the horror film producers. And don't you forget it, you fucking stupid, desperate, untalented Project Runway producers. Thirsty for... They wouldn't even let us be us. We were stars. We're all stars. We were cast for a reason. Yeah. So they shouldn't meddle. They don't need to meddle. They didn't meddle with Christian's personality. They didn't meddle with his personality. Why is he trying to meddle in with people's personal brains?
Yeah.
You don't write shit like that.
Yeah.
So love you, girl. Thank you so much.
You.
This has been an absolute pleasure, and we will talk soon.
Okay.
All right. Bye.